During the lockdown, my driver's license expired. It's taken me more than 2 years since then for me to renew my driver's license. Now today I'm going to be renewing my driver's license, and I want to take you along this journey so that you can know what are the requirements for one to renew a driver's license, but as well I'll be giving you relevant information about acquiring a driver's license in Uganda so that you can know what you need to renew this document. When your driver's license expires and you immediately apply for a renewal, that's a very simple process, and we'll talk about that later in the video. If just like me, your driver's license expired and it's been more than 2 years, then this is the perfect video for you. The most important documents while applying for a new driver's license or a renewal include an original copy of the expired license for those applying for renewal, a valid national ID for Ugandans, for non-Ugandans, a valid passport and a valid visa, or a work permit if applicable. The payment can be through a bank, mobile money, or payway, and if you're working with a driving school like Prestige, they will help you through the entire process. You can choose the validity of your driver's license from a period of 1 year, 3 years, or 5 years, and each has respective costs. After making sure I had all the things checked with a branch administrator, I was assigned an instructor for refresher driving session to prepare me for the final test with the Inspectorate of Vehicles, which qualifies me for a renewal of my elapsed driving license. Today's activity is pretty simple. I'm meeting my instructor who is going to be getting me ready for the IOV test, and this is the car that I'm actually going to be using for the whole experience. How are you? Good to see you.
Thank you.
How is your day today?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Am I ready? Do I look ready to drive?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, wonderful. Let's get in.
First period, you lock your door very well. You adjust your seat as well. Okay.
I need some legroom here.
Seat belt as well. As I also do mine.
I met Duncan, my instructor, who has been a driving instructor with Prestige for close to 18 months. From the first session I had with Duncan, I knew I was going to have a great time because he was very knowledgeable, patient, and he believed in his ability to teach anyone how to drive.
Now
I can get in.
done, can get in, slowly. Okay, perfect. Then you come back to your lane. A good driver, every 2 seconds, you should be watching inside the mirror. A good driver should be driving in front and behind. How do you drive behind? By keep analyzing inside the mirror. So that whichever comes from behind, that you are aware that there is a car coming or there is a bike behind me. So you should be very careful and sensitive inside the mirrors. Don't expect that everybody knows how to drive. Okay, so when you are driving, know that you are only one driver on the road.
Who knows what to do how to do the right thing?
Yeah, who knows what to do? Very perfect thing on the road. You should indicate before 50 meters the turning point. Perfect. And when you indicate that you are turning left, analyze in left side the mirror. See, is there any border side of me before you turn?
Yeah, for those of you that don't know border here in Uganda, there are motorcycle taxis. There are motorcycle taxis.
Good. Now, good, you have done perfect.
Duncan answered all my questions throughout the refresher, including those about the mechanics of a car. Listening to an instructor while on the road is very essential, so I asked so many questions, but also listened to him a lot, and surely Duncan did a great job.
So now here I want to train you reverse. They call it parallel reverse. So assume that you are in one way or you are in a very narrow road, okay? There is a building both sides, but it is narrow. When you have entered in that road, you'll find that you have blocked the road. So you have to go back. Yeah. They call it parallel reverse, okay? Now our car is straight, even the tires are straight. So there is no need of what? Of turning the steering. Just control side mirrors and driving mirror. Let's go. Good. I need simple acceleration. Perfect. Perfect. Eyes both side mirrors. By using both side mirrors and driving mirror, both side mirror and driving mirror, like the way I'm clocking my head, I need you also to clock your head like that. Yeah, and observe both sides. Okay. So now you can stop here. Assume that we are in traffic jam. it is moving slowly. Move it, stops.
Moves
It
and
moves
stops,
and
yeah.
stops. It moves and stops. So I need you to balance the accelerator. Don't brake. I need you to balance the car by using only accelerator, to make the car to be in one position. Don't let the car to go behind. Don't let the car to move in front. I need you to be in one position. Okay, right? Maintain the accelerator, maintain the accelerator, maintain the accelerator. Good, like that. Okay, I need you to move. If I need to move, add on accelerate a little bit. Okay, stop. Release a little bit. Good. Move a little bit. And one position. Okay, perfect. So,
that was the trickiest part of this whole experience, like being able to balance the car, especially on a steep hill. That hill there was steep. I'm even sweating. Hey, my guys. This is not as easy as I thought it would be. So guys, sometimes you're driving and you get a technical issue along the way, or before you drive, there are things that you need to check up, and these are, I think, the basics that you need to know before you get to drive a car, or if you get stranded on the way, before you even call your mechanic.
So now, in the morning, before you start your car, so you first come and check water. So to check water, open the radiator and check. I think as well you see it is full. I can see so the water should be all the time full. After checking this one,
this is for the radiator.
Yeah, for radiator. This one here is for reserve. As I said, so you see there is coolant inside. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. Yeah. So then you go and check up
the
oil.
Wipers.
We have
water for the wipers.
Wipers as well. You open and check. You should be having water for wipers
all the time.
All the time. Then after checking brake fluid, come at engine oil. How do we check engine oil? So this is our dipstick. We call it a dipstick. We have what we call low and full. Okay. You see this one is low, this one is full. So our oil should be in full level. If the gearbox now has no hydraulic, it can burst. Even the gears, burst like manual, the gears cannot enter. Also the automatic gears cannot enter very well. So you have to make sure that the gearbox has hydraulic. Yeah.
There's something I've observed some cars when they are opening, especially taxis. They get a cloth, they pour water, then they open with a cold water, then after water comes up. What kind of
so now that one, it means that the car is driven and it has overheated. And what causes car to overheat? Sometimes we have what we call this radiator, which holds the water. Sometimes you may find it has a leakage. So water not going. The water is not saturating. It's not saturating properly. They see another thing. You find you have what we call water pump, the one who supplies water into the engine. So water pump, you may find the water pump is not functioning. It's not functioning as well. So if you see that the car is overheating, know that there is no water in radiator, or the water pump
is having a problem.
And what we have also what we call gasket. Cylinder gasket. That one is between on the top of the engine and the block. On the top of the cylinder head and the block of the engine. So you find that gasket is also not working as well.
So guys, I hope you learned a few things from this brief mechanical lecture. The next time your car is heating up, before you call the mechanic, just check a couple of things so that when the mechanic comes, they at least know that you know what you're talking about, so they will not charge you a lot of money for just a simple thing here. After making all these checks, close the bonnet, make sure it clicks.
You have checked everything. You are ready to drive your car.
At the end of it all, I got back to the basics of driving, from parking to mastering the steering wheel, and I appreciated that it's all about building confidence on the road. Theory classes are equally important since driving is not just about steering the wheel, it's also about understanding the road signs and markings and the rules that govern the roads. Prestige Driving School has weekend sessions and they start with theory classes in one of their facilities.
When you see the broken line, or do I say dots?
It felt like a real university lecture room with lots of discussion between the instructor and the learners. Several scenarios were described and we all came up with ways to manage such scenarios while on the road, and it surely felt more of a great practical experience than a theory class.
We have 4 categories of road signs. The first one, we have the one under circle shape. They are the one under circle shape. This one, they call it ordering signs. Then we have what we call triangular road signs. Those are called warning signs. They are the ones here. Then also we have the one which is in rectangular shape. Those are the ones under rectangular. Those are, they call them information signs. Then after information signs, we have what we call road markings. So road markings, they are the one you are seeing here. Road markings. Then other road markings, they are down here. Those are the types of road signs we have.
Today has been mainly about theory. We've had a session with 2 instructors where we've gone through road signs, road markings, where we've been able to digest almost all the road signs that you see on the road, but they gave us an overview of the importance and significance of most of these signs. And if you learn the basics, you can be able to at least read and interpret.
At this point, we reached a stage I was very excited about: box parking. Now, box parking refers to the technique of maneuvering a vehicle into a designated parking space bordered by lines on all sides, requiring precise steering and awareness of the surrounding. Learning box parking is crucial during driving lessons. It equips drivers with essential skills for maneuvering in tight spaces such as parking lots or urban areas. Proficiency in box parking instills confidence in new drivers, empowering them to navigate challenging parking situations with ease, ensuring safer and more efficient use of road infrastructure.
All right, so one of the most important elements of the evaluations when you go to the IOV is the box parking, and you cannot leave a driving school session without the box parking session.
We will teach you that box. I told you to learn how to park. To park parallel, to park reverse, to park at parallel reverse, to park angle, to make a parking angle deparking, perpendicular parking. That's why we teach you box parking.
Concentrate on understanding the basics, how to reverse, how to measure the distance, and I believe that over time it becomes instinct that you're able to go through these processes without any forms of hardship. So thanks to my trainer and instructor Duncan, he's done a really great job. I've had a very easy process, and I just want to go to him and he tells us what he thinks of what I went through and how I did it and how he would rate my skills to this date.
As a my student, you've been performing very well, both theory and practical. Actually, out of 100, 95 out of 100.
The next thing I'm going to do is when I go to the IOV, I'm not sure if they allow me to film, but I'll make sure I try, whether using my phone or anything else, so that at the end of the day, you guys can see the whole experience of what you go through to get the renewal. But if you also want to get a new driving license, you can come to Prestige. They'll help you with that. Personally, mine is a renewal and it's been a smooth experience. I'll give you results when I get my IOV test, and I also try to see if I can film there. If they allow, then you guys will be in great luck to see that whole experience.
One of the things I appreciated Prestige about was the arrangement for a pre-test session before we went for the final IOV test. The pre-test involves a practical and theoretical assessment similar to that of the Inspectorate of Vehicles. At first, I thought this wasn't necessary. However, I got to see how unprepared some of us were, and this was a perfect time for us to learn how to manage the pressure and even get more prepared for the final test with the Inspectorate of Vehicles.
We are here for the pre-test, and all of these guys here have come for the pre-test.
After the pretest, I knew that I was ready for the IOV assessment, and I spent some more time reading the theory part. I was very excited about the day of the final assessment, so I woke up quite early to beat the morning traffic and get there on time. Several people came for the assessment and the numbers kept growing with time. Several briefings about the entire process happen and demonstrations are done before we settle down for the theory, which contributes 75% to the final score, and one can only proceed to the practical after passing the theory bit of the assessment. The theory can be oral, written or online, but online is the most efficient and it's what I opted for. The beauty with the online test is that each one does it on their smartphone and they get the results instantly, and this saves a lot of time. You get asked 50 objective questions which I ran through in a very short time, and I love the results, after which I proceeded to the most interesting part, the practical. It contributes only 25% to the final results, but it is equally important since it assesses your ability to drive and navigate different aspects and scenarios on the road. This is me right there going for my practical driving assessment, which went very smoothly, and I'm glad I kept my calm throughout the whole process. After the assessment, which I passed very well, I visited a couple of offices to have my results and documents stamped before leaving.
Just finished my IOV test today, and I'm very sure 100% that I passed. And I passed by Nakawa Market, which is one of the places I love eating, like local food. Got myself some really good food, and now heading back home.
2 weeks later, I was called and informed that it was time to pick up my driver's license at the Uganda driver licensing system. My personal customer experience was very good, and in less than 30 minutes, I had a picture, my thumbprints taken, and I walked out of there with my new driver's license.
I've just received my permit right now fully, and I should say that has been one of the smoothest and most hassle-free experience in public office that I've experienced here in Uganda, and kudos to the guys at UDLS, man. That was a great job. I'm very happy to have my permit. It's right in here. Thank you so much, Prestige, for supporting me throughout this whole process. And if you're out there and you need a driver's license, or you need to start learning how to drive, you want to renew your lapse permit, I should tell you that is a very smooth process for you to be able to experience that whole renewal process.
We have been blessed by Mr. Musinguzi that he walked along with us in his journey every single step of the way, and he has been able to get his permit. For anyone outside there that would want to process a permit with us, anyone that would want a refresher training, anyone that would want to get training regarding heavy truck driving and any other motor vehicle services, please feel free to come join us. We'll be glad to have you.
So thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next video.